Hi, I'm Gabe Phillips, founder and CEO of Catalyst Power. I'm going to make the assumption that if you're watching this, you care about energy prices. Who doesn't? In the next few minutes, I'm going to explain why you pay what you pay for your energy. Catalyst Power is an integrated retail energy provider that also delivers decarbonizing distributed energy solutions to independent businesses throughout the Northeast. We believe everyone should know how their energy pricing works because it has a direct impact on your business. The objective of this video is to demonstrate how the generation stack is used to set prices in the energy markets and how renewables can reduce the cost of electricity for everybody. The first thing to understand is how the energy market is structured. The grid and markets operator, also known as the independent system operator or ISO, calculates an energy price called the locational marginal price or LMP. Daily and hourly, all generators tally up their costs to generate and submit them to the ISO, which stacks them up and runs an auction for every 15 minutes of every day. The grid operator sets the rules for this auction. The price the ISO calculates in the auction is the same price all generators get paid and all energy suppliers pay when buying electricity from the grid to serve you. The important idea here is if generators get paid less, you pay less. Prices do vary from point to point on the grid based on multiple factors like losses and congestion, but we'll simplify things here. Since electricity isn't stored on the grid, load and resources have to be matched at all times. Otherwise, things blow up. In this daily auction, the ISO ranks all the generator's costs by price in what's called a generation stack for every interval of the day. Remember, the key idea is if the generation price goes up, your payment goes up. If generation prices go down, your payments go down. Each point on this graph represents a price offer of an individual generator. The y-axis is dollars per megawatt, and the x-axis is the generation capacity in megawatts. This starts with a bunch of assets offered in at $0, like hydro, solar, wind, and nukes. Then, there are a couple of units where their fuel is something cheap, and we start to see increasing cost offers. Then we might have a flat part of the stack where there's lots of generation assets that are priced similarly. Next, we may jump to a less efficient generator offering into the stack with much higher costs. After that, we might have gaps up in the stack to even more expensive generators using different fuels like diesel or kerosene, and now the marginal cost to be approaching $400 a megawatt. And as the ISO needs to dispatch increasingly inefficient and more expensive assets, the marginal price of energy climbs. If we need 5,000 megawatts of generation to meet 5,000 megawatts of demand, the price that the ISO would calculate in our example would be $400 a megawatt. However, the price that clears is the locational marginal price, which is the cost of one more megawatt being dispatched than is needed to meet the load of that interval. So in our example, for the 5,001st megawatt of generation and therefore load, the marginal price is actually $500 a megawatt. And that's the price the ISO is actually going to print. It's also the price that all generators in this stack are going to get paid, and your supplier is going to pay for what they deliver to you. This is meant to incentivize newer, cheaper generation construction in that local area. Let's imagine an aspirational scenario where we've added 1,000 megawatts of free solar to the grid priced at $0 a megawatt, bumping everything in the generation stack to the right. We would then need 1,000 megawatts less of the highest price generation at the top end of this stack, reducing the clearing price significantly, which is how introducing zero-price renewables changes the price of electricity for everyone. Now the resulting clearing price will be the price that is 1,000 megawatts lower in the stack than before. In our example, the new clearing price is $40 a megawatt, since we put a bunch of zero-price megawatts on the grid and it changed the intersection point of marginal cost and demand. That is how the proliferation of renewables can reduce the cost for everybody participating in the power markets. Let's recap. We've demonstrated that increasing renewables lowers everyone's price for non-renewable energy, in addition to lowering your costs. So implementing solar should not be viewed as a political or a social choice. It's simply a smart financial decision. So what can you do today? By engaging Catalyst Power to develop one of our connected microgrids at your business, not only are you helping yourself and your community indirectly crush the price on the generation stack, but your business will directly lower its energy costs. By choosing Catalyst Power, not only will you gain the financial benefits of directly sourcing renewable energy, but we will cover the entire upfront investment, making your return infinite. Thank you.